I asked ChatGPT some employment law questions to see whether you can rely on it for employment law advice. Are we going to be able to rely on AI for legal advice in the future? And I'm going to show you the answers and my professional opinion as to whether it's right or not. Let's go. First question I asked was, can my employer cancel a holiday if I've booked and paid for it? And this is what it said, because I know the answer. So let's see if it gets it right. It's ridiculously fast, I can't believe it. So yes, they can in certain circumstances, and then it goes on to list some of the key points. Check your contract, check your policies, good advice, that the employer needs to give you notice to cancel it the same length as the duration of the holiday itself, that it needs to be reasonable, there needs to be a good business reason. As to whether compensation is due, that's debatable on that one. To get some legal advice or to go to a tribunal if you're not happy, basically, and to communicate with your employer. All of that, I would say, is accurate and is good advice. The next one that I asked it was, can my employer track me in a company vehicle in the UK? And they've gone on to list some considerations, saying the employees need to be aware, they need to have a purpose, legitimate reason, operate within data protection, respect for privacy, you need to consult with employees potentially. So yeah, I would agree they were all very good points and would steer an employer in the right direction of being able to navigate that issue. And the next question that I asked it was, can I claim against my employer if they don't provide me with a contract of employment? Let's have a look what it said. It said that an employer should give a contract of employment within 2 months of the start of their employment. That's not right. It's a day one right. That's the old law. It says that you can take your employer to employment tribunal. Again, incorrect. You can't bring it as a standalone claim. You need to bring it alongside another claim, but they are right. You might get compensated between 2 and 4 weeks' pay. So that is out of date. It's not reliable employment law advice. The next one I asked was, how long does an employer have to respond to a grievance? UK. I can already see some good information coming up. My nails, by the way, they need doing. So it says in the UK there isn't a specific legal time frame. It says on here that an employer should acknowledge receipt of a grievance as soon as possible, typically within a few days of receiving it. An initial meeting to discuss the grievance should usually be scheduled within a week or 2 of the grievance being raised. Isn't what ACAS state under their code of practice. Whilst the ACAS code isn't legally binding, employment tribunals do take it into account, and there can be uplifts of compensation where it's not followed. Not a big error. I mean, they're saying deal with it with a week or 2. And I suppose you could say that was a reasonable period, but ACAS do state within 5 working days preferably. They do also state a reasonable time frame. I did ask it some more questions, and basically what I found was overall some really good points for legal advice. And can you rely on it? Is it up to date? No. Is AI going to take over our jobs at this point? No. We're safe for a little bit.